Hey folks, Crazy Collaborator here again, and this time we're going to look at a game for the NEO GEO cabinet, and this was created by SNK in 2001. It was originally begun by a company called Face, but they folded before they could finish it, and SNK finished it, and it is called Zupapa, and it is a cute Bubble Bobble type of fixed screen platform game. There's some cute additions to this that make it stand out from the Bubble Bobble game and its series. This was suggested by YouTube user Commander QUUHOD, and that is you, the guy in the center, the big guy. And his name, I guess, is Zupapa. But instead of like shooting regular projectiles at enemies, and there's a boss character, a vampire, you can collect 4 little guys and throw them at the enemy, and you have to recollect the guys. And if you throw all 4 guys at an enemy, at a single enemy, then when you touch the enemy that's distracted by the 4 little guys, he will emit this blast radius, and it will be at its furthest if you throw all 4 guys at him. You can just throw 3 or 2 or just 1. But you want that nice big radius to take out several enemies. And you get really nice bonus items for the more enemies you can take out with 1 blast radius. This is a cute idea. It's fun. I kind of like this game. There are a ton of levels, like not as many as Bubble Bobble, but there's a bunch of levels that you play through. I'm not going to show you every single one of them, but I'll show you snippets of each one. But yeah, you press up and jump to go up the floors, and you can press down and jump to drop down the floors. And you can choose which level you want to start at. But after that, then you're forced to go in, set sequence of the levels, or the worlds, or whatever. We'll get started here. Yeah, see that nice wide radius? That's because I threw all 4 of my guys at the enemy. And when you throw them, and they don't grab onto the enemy, they just hurt them, like bosses or enemies that take more than 1 hit. They'll bounce off them, and you have to recollect them. You have to collect them at the start of a level. They're not with you, even if they were with you at the end of the last level. See, there's one way at the top, and there's others in other places in the maze. But if you don't have a character with you, you can still attack. You can press attack button and you'll punch, but there will be no blast radius. You'll just kill the enemy when you touch them after you've incapacitated them with your punch. And there's a nice wide radius. One detriment is that you don't have a whole lot of time to complete a stage. Those little pink spikes, like the one I was standing right next to at the end of that level, you can't walk through them, but you can break them by throwing your henchmen at it. And sometimes you can pick up items that will give you faster speed, or allow you to throw your henchmen faster. And after a handful of mazes, you will face a boss. and then you'll move on to a different world. There's sometimes a little springboard you can jump down on, or just a little spring, and it'll propel you upwards. And that can get you up on the top of the platforms quicker. The bosses can be defeated not only by you throwing your henchmen at him, but it can also be hurt by the blast radius after defeating an enemy. And here is the first boss coming up. It is a weird crane machine type of enemy. See, I threw my henchmen at him, and they just bounced off. If you stand in a certain place, you can keep recollecting that henchman and then throwing him. Gotta get out of the way here, unless I can beat him in time so that he doesn't pinch me against the wall and kill me. Hey, I did beat him. And the boss, in typical Bubble Bobble type games, gives you a ton of special prizes once he's defeated. I'd never heard of this until MAME came along. This was later in the NEO GEO cabinet lifespan, or whatever you want to call it. Ah, that's nice. Look at all those extra items I get from the wide blast radius. But yeah, the enemy will eventually get themselves out of the incapacitated state. But this is a cool idea. I kind of like this game, and I really like the Feudal Japan backgrounds. Yeah, I didn't bother throwing my minions at the pink spikes because I wasn't sure how that worked. Ooh, I got a nice big bonus item, like a treasure chest or something, dropping down. That was a ton of points. You can really score a lot of points in this game. I think you get an extra life at like 1,000,000 or something. But yeah, to get the wider blast radius, you gotta throw a bunch of... Oh, I just missed that other sumo wrestler. You gotta throw a bunch of your henchmen guys at them, at one single enemy. Yeah, I didn't get that, Jay. That just improves your jump. Yeah, that wasn't a very big blast radius. But again, you can attack the enemy without your henchmen. But really, if you can help it, get the henchmen every time, because that blast radius is super helpful. Yeah, I like this game. It's got cool themes for each set of levels, and now here they really ramp up the difficulty by this point. Here's a Kabuki Boss. You need to jump around him to get to the other side, and he flings sushi items at you. Just keep going around him and recollecting your little henchmen guys. Oops, I touched him. Yeah, you are a one-hit kill. Get out of the way, cause he's gonna jump or he's gonna throw sushi items at you. And if you can be at a point where you can keep throwing your guys at him repeatedly, and after catching him, throw one at him, catch it, and keep throwing it at him. If you can do that, then you could be in a pretty good spot and cause a lot of damage. And again, if you can throw your henchmen at one of the smaller enemies that the boss produces and use the blast radius to your advantage against the boss, that can really cause a lot of damage too. Ooh, I'm starting to get pinched here. Yeah, I better get the hell out of the way here. Oh, am I gonna beat him? Oh, shoot. Yeah, when it says hurry, there's gonna be an invincible creature appearing that will kill you by touch, and that's just like Bubble Bobble. There's the speed up icon. And now we go to a third world, or island, or whatever you want to call it. I think after you beat 3 worlds, then there's a bonus stage. Oh, that was pretty nice. And the bonus stage, you can get lots of points from it, but your main goal is to ring this bell, carnival style bell that usually is hit with a sledgehammer, and make the bell go all the way to the top to win the bonus stage. But in the meantime, you can get a lot of nice prizes. Yeah, I only threw 2 guys at him, so it was not a very wide blast radius. Now I'm running low on time here. It's kind of cool. You can get points just for jumping straight up. There, that Grim Reaper type guy started to make an appearance, but I beat the level. These purple ape guys can be kind of tough because they can drop quickly or jump quickly. Ah, only got one guy with that blast radius. Now we have birds joining the fight. Yeah, sometimes if either you're not using... Ah, crap, I died. If you're either not using a henchman for a long time, or if it just bounces off a tough enemy, sometimes it'll just sit there and be dizzy, or it might fall asleep. It's pretty cute. Get the speed up icon. Yeah, I'd never seen this on the NEO GEO cabinet. I was kind of avoiding arcades in 2001 anyway, so I wouldn't have noticed it. Hope you had a good Sunday, and I hope you enjoy the football that's going on. I definitely did. My team won. The Buffalo Bills beat the Broncos. having your team win on Sunday is always a good thing to take into the work week on Monday. Got a very, very tough game next week, though. Now this boss is a plant guy. I would definitely recommend trying to use the. Crap! Touch that guy, and my game ended. You're gonna continue where you left off after you put your initials in. You don't get that much time to put your initials in here, which was unfair. So I'd put in RU/. Yeah, pretty good game. Well, I'll show you at least snippets of the rest of the levels. And I've beaten this area. You don't get to bring your score with you, but scoring is easy in this game as it is. And here's that bonus game. Yeah, with each dot that you push the bell past, you get a bunch of prizes to claim. But you don't really get much time to claim them if you want to beat the bonus stage. So I have to keep throwing my henchmen at the bell. And there, I got perfect. You do get a 1-up if you beat the bonus stage. And now I go to the 4th island area, or whatever you want to call it. But again, yeah, you're not without an attack if you don't have any enemies, or if you don't have any henchmen or whatever you want to call them to throw. You can still punch the enemies. There's a look at the next level. And the level after that. Notice the Frankenstein or a Halloweenish theme, or whatever you want to call it. And then the boss is a vampire. I put on invincibility at this point. I just wanted to get through the levels quicker. But again, that blast radius from destroying an enemy with a bunch of your henchmen thrown at it is very useful against the bosses. I'll fast forward and show you what it looks like to beat the vampire boss. But yeah, you can sure score a lot of points in this game. And we move on to the 5th island. And this is a toy motif. I like the little motifs in this game. And then there's the next level. And the level after that. And the level after that. And the boss will be a toy monkey. Or no, a toy teddy bear. He puffs up like a balloon and floats around. I like him, he's funny. La 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 la, he runs around. This game is very cute, I like it. I admit I got kind of tired of the Bubble Bobble type games. and they're all. But I see enough cool things in this game to make me interested in it, and we'll look at him being defeated. And we'll move on to the next island. This will not be the last island. There will be 2 more opening up, and then there will be one final level, I believe. And this is a prehistoric type of motif for these levels on this island. Dinosaurs and various prehistoric animals. And again, those pink spikes, they're just walls. You can break them down by throwing your buddies at it. And this mastodon here takes forever to kill. You have to kill him with enemy blast radiuses. And this is what it looks like to finally beat him. But yeah, that's the only way to beat him, and it takes forever. And now we go to the next island. 1-2? What's that about? But first you gotta play another bonus game. We'll skip ahead and we'll see the other 2 islands appearing. And this one's like I think a futuristic UFO type of motif. And these UFOs can reappear elsewhere. But yeah, this is such a cool game. I like it. I was apprehensive because I was sick of all the Bubble Bobble clones. But this one's pretty good. And then there's this weird black orb with an eyeball and lipstick. We'll scoot forward and see him being defeated. Or her. I'm really not sure what that 1-2 is supposed to indicate. And here's the other island. And this has a cool medieval type of theme. Or fantasy medieval type of theme. There's knights, there's dragons, there's slimes. And here's the rest of the levels. And then the second to last one, I think, you can destroy a dragon. It's not really a boss, but you want to use blast radiuses to take it out. And then the level will be clear. Oh, then you take this transporter beam to the boss, and he's protected by a floating shield, spinning, rotating shield. He's hard to get a hit on other than an enemy blast radius, so try using those against him. Like that. And now we'll scoot forward and see me beating him. But he jumps on a dragon's back and continues to attack you. But yeah, if you can ever find a spot where you can throw your buddies at a boss and catch them as they bounce back to you, that'll be great. You can just keep scoring hits after hits. But don't get cornered by the boss. They can easily put you in a corner and kill you. And then we fly off to this floating island here. And we will face the final boss after we kill all these enemies. We'll fast forward to me having beaten all these enemies, because it takes quite a while. Fast forward in just a second here. There we go. That guy flies off, and then I have to face the boss on the next level. Yeah, you can just jump straight up and down for extra points. Kind of like in Bubble Bobble when they blow bubbles and pop them for extra points. And here's the boss, and he's actually a young boy with magical powers, I guess. It almost sounds like the your little henchmen say Niku when you throw them, or when you collect them. Niku means meat in Japan. Yeah, watch out, because this boss can dash at you super quick and you won't have time to react. He's throwing fireballs at me. But yeah, in this game, just try to use your henchmen to throw at the enemies. They create blast radiuses to take out other enemies. Very good strategy for this game. Hell of a lot better than just using your punch on enemies. And now I put in my initials, and we'll see the ending of the game. But that is Zupapa by SNK, and originally begun designing by a company called Face, but they folded, and SNK picked it up and finished it in 2001. And this was suggested by YouTube user Commander QUUHOD. And your character apparently is the one called Zupapa. And the little henchmen guys have names, and I can't remember what they are, but this game is cute. I like it. I would have played it if I'd seen it in arcades in 2001, but I was not really going around in arcades in 2001. I was kind of tired of them. I mean, they weren't what they used to be. Now we look at the cast for Zupapa. Credits. Zupipi are the little guys. Maybe. They also have names like Zuko Orange and Zuko Blue and whatever. I'm not sure what these voices are saying during these credits. Performed on NEO GEO. Special thanks all SNK staff. Thank you for playing. That was Zupapa by SNK, and originally begun designing by Face. Finally released in 2001 for the NEO GEO cabinet. Hope you enjoy your weekend. That is Zupapa by SNK in 2001, originally begun designing by Face, and SNK finished it. This is Crazy Climb Ready saying thanks for watching. I hope you have a good finish to your weekend, and I will catch you later in the future with another video. Take it easy, everybody. Bye-bye.